Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, how's it going? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to be doing a little condensation of the podcast that happened today that was hosted by Red7, and I think it was on the BSG channel if you guys want to check the VOD. I'm assuming it's on his channel as well, so if you guys want to go check out the full thing, that's where you can find it. But who was on the podcast? Well, it was Red7, Gingy, there was also Landmark, Glorious, Hyperrat, and Nikita. We're all on the podcast, and let me tell you, lads, strap in. There is a lot of information in this video, so bear with me, okay? We're going to get through all of it. This was a very long podcast. I think it was damn near like 2.5 hours long. There was a lot of chat. There was a lot of stuff that, you know, we already know, so I'm going to leave most of that out. So I am just going to let you guys know pretty much exactly what Nikita was talking about and all of the important bits and pieces. So without any further ado, let's get into it. So, also, lads, just going to interject here real quick. Did you guys know that like 65% of you guys aren't subscribed that watch the video? So if you guys could do me a massive favor, click that subscribe button if you enjoyed the video. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you very much, my dudes. The first thing that was mentioned was Nikita is planning to have 3 to 4 patches planned before the end of the year. He also, just get this out of the way nice and early, Lighthouse, no info, still a lot to do. Nikita basically refused to talk about it. And then show has written here in brackets, it says sus ? Surprise drop ? So that is what show seems to think it was. Show was taking the notes while I was watching it while I was streaming. And show seems to think that maybe Nikita's body language here was kind of sus. But honestly, lads, who fucking knows? Okay, who knows? Maybe we'll get Lighthouse before the end of the year. Maybe we won't. What's going to be in the rest of these 3 to 4 patches? Who knows? So it's all going to be a nice big surprise. So previously we knew that Daily Quest, Lighthouse, and VoIP were planned for 12.12. However, on yesterday's podcast, when we were talking about Daily Quests, Nikita said he wanted to release them with the wipe, but decided to release them earlier. So does that mean that Nikita accidentally, inadvertently leaked, double on, what's that called? An oxymoron? They're like the two same meanings. But did Nikita just leak that 12.12 will be a wipe? Let me know what you guys think. I think he maybe did. He maybe did a boo-boo. So there we go. We've also got the second iteration of weapon malfunctions almost ready. The biggest one, most notably, that was spoken about during the podcast is overheating. So probably not being able to dump a 95 rounder without your weapon overheating, or just constantly shooting and shooting and shooting and shooting to, you know, just absolutely no problems doing that. You're now going to have to wait for your weapon to cool down, I guess. You know, good luck to everybody who's a big lover of the full auto meta. I don't know how exactly this is going to impact it. This is one of those things where you're just going to have to see it being added to the game, and we're just gonna have to try it out ourselves to see how good it is, or how bad it is, or what it does to the meta. So daily tasks are now here. Obviously they will never end, they will be there forever. So every 24 hours the tasks will cycle and you will always have them. First iteration is about balancing. This is for the daily tasks. You need to gather more information on the difficulty. Different players will have different difficulty tasks. So right now, while everybody's doing their tasks, they're going to be gathering information on that so they can further improve the system in the future. As with everything else they add to the game, they need our feedback in order to make it better. So we've got 3 different types of tasks. There's survival tasks, find plus bring item tasks, and then kill tasks. And then, yeah, global tasks for everybody together, pool the results, weekly tasks, not harder, but just extra things to do. And also you get no trader rep for quests, or you obviously don't lose negative rep as well. So there you go. That is all the info on the quest system, the daily quest system. I have another video on that if you guys want to check that out for a little bit more information. Also, Nikita has said that they are moving towards the finish line. Several big features left, plus several maps. Completing 12.12 currently is obviously, you know, their biggest priority. And then finishing Streets. Things got delayed due to the pandemic. He says full release must be next year. They are tired of production on EFT and they want to move on. They just want to complete the core storyline quests that need to be done, complete the core features left, and other than that, he said there isn't really much left to do. So Nikita wants to finish this project and move on to working on his next title, and then also working on the DLC for EFT, which we've gotten details of before, which we will find out more about in the future. So they basically just want to get the base game done, get the engine sorted, get everything fixed, and make the game as polished and as perfect as it can be for the 1.0 release, I guess, of EFT, which is honestly amazing that, you know, it's potentially, you know, maybe by the end of next year, EFT will be full release, which is kind of a mad thing to think about. But here we are. We'll see what 2022 has in store for EFT's life cycle. So yeah, the storyline quests need to be finished. New quest systems. These are obviously big features, so they're going to spend a lot of time working on this. Streets also needs to be finished, of course. There's a massive project, the biggest map in the game by a shit ton, with the most content and most features out of anything else in the game. So hopefully we will get more leaks on that. Maybe even by the end of the year, they might show us some new street stuff, which would be pretty cool. They're also working on the advanced movement features still, so they're still working away on that. Last advanced movement thing we got was when you lie prone and then you turn sideways and you kind of lean out around certain cover. I've seen a lot of people use it myself. That's definitely something that people are enjoying. So they're still working on more advanced movement features. Then Nikita went on to say that it's not possible to add everything that he wants. He needs to finish the game. He doesn't have enough time. He doesn't want to talk too much about new features because he wants them to be a surprise later, and they will add some DLC, but the game will be mostly finished. So there's a massive list of things. I remember listening to Nikita when he was saying this. There's a massive list of features he really wants to put in Tarkov, but he simply does not have the time because they need to get the project finished, I guess. And then, as per usual, optimizations are always ongoing, as per usual. So no surprises there. They're working on it. The game's definitely been getting better, which is nice. I don't know how much more they can optimize it before we actually move on to the next engine. I think when we move on to the new Unity engine, that is when we're going to get kind of the final slice of the cake. And that is going to be as good as it's ever going to get whenever that comes out. So for the time being, it's probably as good as it's going to be on the current engine. So we're just going to have to wait until the new Unity engine comes out. Nikita was also saying that the kappa is not designed for everyone to have, but it was too hard at level 71, so they lowered it. Overheating effect for gun malfunctions, I mentioned that earlier. They were talking about a ranked system in Arena very briefly. And then they went, Nikita went on to say the first iteration of Arena before New Year's, hopefully, it is still in production. And of course, he didn't want to talk about it in specifics. So Arena will be a standalone game, separate from the main game. And it is going to be a DLC, which is free with EOD. So if you have EOD, I guess you get it for free. We will be able to earn money for the main account plus use your loadouts. So the two will actually be connected. So that is now confirmed. Arena is made for people to have fun. There is a PvP mode, a PvE mode, / a training section, including training with your team. That will obviously be unranked. So the training session is, they're basically talked about how they're going to be adding a tutorial for EFT. So you can go over like the basics of the game. So when somebody just brand new buys the game, they will actually have something to follow and learn along the basics of how to play the game, which a lot of people were asking for. So there you go. That is all being worked on. Full-scale production is underway on Arena. A separate micro team is working only on Arena. So they have a very separate micro team. I don't know why I did that with my hands. A micro team working on Arena. So there you guys go. So honestly, I think I can say at this point that we are probably going to get a lot more information about Arena closer towards the end of the year, which is exciting stuff. I'm definitely excited to see what they have in store for that. Now, moving on to the next thing. Nikita talked about the kill cam. Very hard thing to do right now. When they're doing the Arena, they need to make the kill cam, so it will be implemented on the Arena first, and then they plan on adding it to the main game, maybe once they figure it out. So this will be something that you will see after the raid is over. It will not be something that you can use for information midway through the raid. And then he also spoke about being able to record your raids via in-game mounted cameras on your helmets for your PMC. He talked about that. However, I think I remember him saying that it wasn't a priority. So, you know, take that with a grain of salt. I don't know when we're getting this or if we're ever going to get this. So, yeah. So, there you go. Kill cams, potentially, maybe, eventually, in some iteration, will be added to EFT. But after it happens with the Arena game mode first. Oh, yeah. And then there was a detail where Hyperrat, I believe, asked about the RSAS being indirectly nerfed because of the removal of the handguard. I think Nikita basically went, and then he said, I will look into it. And then he typed on his PC. So I don't know if that was intentional or maybe that was an accident. So bear with them for the moment, and they might add those handguards back that we can use on the RSAS. So yeah, not really sure what they're going to do with that. So let's just wait and see. Then I believe Glorious asked about a scav boss on Labs. And then there was a big joke where I think Red 7 said, oh, Glorious, you are the scav boss on Labs, you know, like jokingly. And then Nikita was hesitant. I don't think he wants to add a scav boss to labs, from what I could kind of tell the way the conversation went. But he did say that he wanted a raider boss. So he said there will possibly be a raider boss at some point. Not really sure. They didn't really go into any details. So this is obviously, you know, either he's keeping it a secret or he genuinely hasn't thought about it. So bosses on other maps as well were also mentioned, because everybody had so much fun during the reserve event where all the scab bosses were spawning on reserve. They will most likely be reserved for pre-wipe events. Then they also spoke about with the new malfunction system coming, if you get a malfunction in your gun, you will be able to switch to your pistol way faster. So there will be a new system where when you get a really bad malfunction in your gun, you can pull out your pistol really, really, really quickly. And Nikita said you will be able to switch to your pistol way, way faster than you ever will be able to solve the malfunction with your gun. So he didn't get too many details on this. He wants to keep it a surprise. So we'll just have to wait and see what these new malfunctions are. However, we're going to be getting the ability to quick switch to our pistols very soon, which is very cool. Very excited about that. I'd love to see pistols being a more prominent part of EFT, considering how awesome they are and how many of them there are in the game. Also, revolvers soon. So Nikita mentioned that the shotgun revolver is also on the way, and then he mentioned that he wanted one of like the old school revolvers. So I'm assuming like a 357 or something like that. I don't know. He didn't go into any specifics. And also, then curiously enough, I wasn't expecting this. They are planning on adding an intermediate container, something between the Epsilon and the Kappa container. And then Nikita said, I wanted to add it sooner. Or sorry, no. He said he wanted to add it in 12.12. However, it's going to be a unique one, so it needs to be uniquely programmed. And he said it will come, but, you know, soon TM. So I have no idea what that might even mean. So lads, if you guys have any ideas what you think that this intermediate container might do specifically, leave a comment down below. I have absolutely no idea what it could be. I'm assuming it just has special slots in it that can only be used for certain things, because I'm assuming it's going to be a 3x3 slot container similar to the Gamma. So yeah, I don't really know. I'm very curious to see what this new container is going to be. But there you go, lads. Everybody with the standard account, please rejoice. You now have another option other than just your Epsilon container, or mindlessly grinding labs for a couple of months in order to get yourself to level 62. Yeah. So guys, my throat is dead. I've been talking absolutely all day, but that is the patch note rundown there for you guys. They're not even patch notes. That is the minutes of the beating, as they say. So that was that is the condensed version of this 2.5 hours so long podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you to Show for taking notes. Round of applause for Show. And yeah, guys, thank you very much for watching. Let me know what you're excited for, what you like, what you dislike, and make sure to leave a like in the video if you enjoyed it. Make sure to hit the subscribe button if you guys want to see more content like this in the future. And guys, thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace out, my dudes.